HTML is a markup language designed to be interpreted and delivered to the viewer via a program or web browser. How it works is quite simple in nature. Tags are used to tell the web browser how the desired selection of text should appear to the user. Tags are really just preset universal instructions that the browser can read and understand. This is how it actually knows what is being asked in the code. It is literally the language the browser speaks. Each markup language has slightly different command tags, but generally they follow the same principle. Tags can do anything from creating a line, to bolding and coloring in text, to importing an image where it is needed. As the browser processes the code, it picks up these integrated instructions and executes what each specifies. To distinguish the instructions from the visible text at the end product, each instruction is enclosed with one of these at the beginning and one of these at the end. What is written between these two symbols is the instructions, and together they form a tag. All commands work this way, with a degree of variance depending on what is being asked. When the code is complete, it will turn from this to this. When writing the code, we see the tags, but when the browser executes the code, it understands we don't want to see the code in the end product. HTML then is a universal language understood by browsers and programs of a similar nature to do with text and images as the creator wants. Indirectly, most people use HTML on a day-to-day basis. Many of the websites we visit, like forums and company pages, use HTML to structure and create what we see when we go to their site. In relation to the web, when we enter a URL destination, our browsers request to view a particular location on the internet. That location, on a server, supplies our browser with a finished HTML file to render the page on our screen. Again, the HTML code directs how the page will be read by the browser, and finally, the viewer. As mentioned before, HTML uses these two symbols to distinguish what is a command from what is regularly displayed text. To make life easier for the coder, tags usually resemble what is to be executed with that tag. For a quick demonstration, here is some very simple markup code written in a program such as Notepad for viewing on a browser. This informs the browser what language is being used. This opens the head structure of the page, which is like a setup area. This determines the title of the page. This closes the head structure.
The actual part of the page that we see is initiated with the tag body, as in body text. Each one stands for header, and the smaller the number, the larger the font. Here we add the title of our page and place BR, which stands for break. This will advance the text one line down. The P tag will begin the first paragraph in the body of the page. Each P tag will begin a new paragraph. We add the text we wish to put in, and then terminate the rest of the paragraph by closing it. Then we close the body section of the code, and last close the HTML language. We're given a vast array of tools to use when working with HTML. We can hand code it ourselves by writing it out line for line, or we can use open source programs such as Publisher and Dreamweaver to do the time-consuming work for us. These programs give us the interface to work off of, while the code is done behind the scenes. From there, programs like Mozilla and Safari take the code we create and render it in the form of a web page on the internet. Subsequently, personalizing one's identity online has become easier, as they can better control what image they create for themselves. There are never-ending possibilities to create a unique image for oneself, and will only become easier with each advancement in how coding is done.